Hi everyone, it's TylerTProductions here with my still brand new series, Tyler T's Amateur Album Reviews. Today I bring you episode 2 of my series, and I'm going to be doing Silverchair's second released album, released in early 1997, entitled Freak Show. And I'm actually wearing a Freak Show shirt right now from Silverchair. It keeps interesting. This is actually my third favorite Silverchair album of all time. And it's actually pretty high on my favorite albums of all time list. So it has 13 tracks, and I'm going to start with the first one and go from there. First track, Slave. Just the drums kind of like and then and when it goes and then this one part, after it does that riff for a bit, the repeating riff with the guitar, but then the drums come in. I actually really like that little drum fill. This part actually, many people criticize this for Silverchair copying Mad Season. Mad Season made a song called I Don't Know Anything, and it has a very similar guitar riff, and people just think Silverchair copied it. And I don't think they did, because they debuted Slave as early as 1995, and I think that song came out in 1995 as well, but it's just not enough time to copy and make an actual song about it. So I just think that's really bullshit. But anywho, I'm going to probably rate this song 5 out of 5. It's actually probably my second favorite on the whole album. It's got a really good breakdown near the end of the song. And it just really makes you, just want to get crazy and just throw things and get angry. And I think that really shows in the song. The song's really good, and you should definitely check this one out. Next song is Freak, the Ebonist Freak. This song actually was the first one I discovered from Freak Show, and it actually got me into Freak Show. My transition from only liking Frog Stomp to Freak Show, Freak was the thing that carried that on. Really catchy. I actually, in high school, I used to sing this all the time. I'd be like, no more maybes, your baby's got rabies, and oh my god, my friends pissed me off. I mean, I pissed them off more so, because I kept repeating that. And one of my own little sayings for my senior quotes, I put, your baby's got rabies, and I said it just like that, as like a allusion to the lyrics. But yeah, this song is also 5 out of 5 stars for me. It's one of those songs that I think it's still really going all out and throwing things, kind of like Slave, but it's more so like, you don't give a shit about what people think, and we're all freaks, and you really shouldn't care what people think. I'm a freak too, so I just think this song really emphasizes on the fact that you just shouldn't care what other people think, and fuck if they do care, fuck them. So yeah, I really like this song. It's probably my, let's say, 4th favorite off the album. And Freak, I believe, was the first single released off of Freak Show, and I believe they didn't release Freak first in the US, they released Abuse Me, which I think was somewhat of a mistake, because the American audience wants a hard rock song. They don't want a slow song, kind of like what Abuse Me was. But I just think it had potential to be one of the best singles Silverchair put out in America. So Abuse Me. And the song starts out really slow. It starts out kind of melancholy-ish feel. The bass line really, gives it that and it's very 90s feeling, and that's what I really like about this song. Much like Shade was, it's a 90s-ish feeling song, and I really like it. Abuse Me was the second single released in Australia, and it's kind of slow, but it's got a lot of attitude, and it's kind of like funny. It's like, come on, abuse me. It's just something, really, even though it's kind of like a soft song at first, it's the lyrics really, point out, come on, abuse me. I rate that song 4 out of 5 stars. Next song is Lie to Me. Lie to Me actually as much as I hate comparing Nirvana, Lie to Me actually got compared to Nirvana's Tourette's, and they do seem similar. They're both really fast-paced songs. This is probably one of the most punk-ish songs Silverchair has ever put out. It's very quick. Lyrics aren't that amazing. And as much as I love Silverchair, this is one of their songs that I really don't admire that much. I think they could have. I know their purpose, like when they made this, was to make a punk song, and I think in that matter they did really well. I think the only reason why I'm giving it this rating is because I'm not as much as a hardcore punk fan as Daniel and the boys were back in 96, 97. So I give Lie to Me 2 out of 5 stars. Next song is No Association, and this is my favorite song off of the album. Starts out really with this, like, I can't picture it. I think it's a guitar, like a warped guitar noise, and then it gets into the bass and the drums, and it's like the lyrics, I think, are probably really make you want to punch someone, someone that's you don't want anything to do with anymore, basically, and get them out of your life. And I actually have that feeling right now a lot, someone in my life. So I think this song has a lot of attitude, probably the most attitude on the whole album. And I actually do consider this to be one of Silverchair's most immature songs, and I don't mean that. I just mean that as trying to be sophisticated about albums and lyrics and how they made it. I think it's just slightly immature, but that doesn't mean it's not a good song. It's a very, very good song. It's my favorite off the album. I give No Association 5 out of 5 stars. Cemetery. Australians actually say cemetery, and a lot of time when I don't catch myself on it, I will say cemetery too, and it's kind of funny. But this was the third single released in Australia, and I think this is probably one of the oddballs on the album. It's actually orchestral. This first indication that Daniel wanted to do something more than just guitars, drums, and bass. It really showed what he kind of wanted. That's why this was the oddball of the album. Another oddball of the album was kind of Petrol and Chlorine, but this is more so like the weird oddball of the album. The fact that it's very orchestral and acoustic, also the lyrics, it has a lot of meaning, and I really, really like this song. This is probably my second favorite song on the album. Freak being my third and No Association being my first. I give Cemetery 5 out of 5 stars. The Door. The Door was the 4th single released in Australia, and the latest, I believe. Not counting promo singles, I don't count those. And this is a song that really, it's not as heavy, obviously, but it's very, very groovy. And I think that's obvious with the guitars, like back and forth, if I like to do it. It's very, very groovy, and I think this song still kind of stands alone between the other songs on the album, because most of the songs are depressing and everything, and about drug abuse and addiction and like all these other things, morbid themes. And this song, the lyrics are kind of pointless, actually. Daniel actually said that these lyrics are kind of like just meaningless, but the song itself like really makes you want to jump and get going. And this is actually one of 2 songs that Silverchair still played very, very later than the release date of the song. When they were still together, they still played Freak and The Door live, and they also still played Israel Sons of Frog Chomp. Those are the only 3 songs from the first albums that they still played regularly, because the audiences like them so much. Door is definitely a song to stand up, rocking out to, and it's definitely one of the highlights of the album, I think. I give The Door 5 out of 5 stars. Pop Song for Us Rejects. It's kind of funny he labeled it that, Daniel did, because it's not really a pop song. It starts out kind of like guitar, and it's got dark, it's about drug abuse, but it starts out, kind of not really hard, and the drums are just kind of there to accentuate the guitar, and it gets into a certain point of the song where it does get dark and it gets more hard, I guess you can say. But this song is really one. It took me a while to actually really like this song, but I really do like this song, and I think, yeah, it's a great example of drug abuse. I give this song 4 out of 5 stars. Learn to Hate. Now this I actually consider to be Silverchair's most immature song, period. It's mostly the lyrics. Daniel screams a lot in this song, probably more than Spawn Again from Ballroom, and that's probably one of the reasons why I never really played it that much at all, really, ever live, because the vocals really did toll on him. But Learn to Hate is basically exactly what it is. You hate someone, just like learn to hate them. They're a terrible person. F them. But besides the fact that the song is probably my 4th favorite on the album, this song still gets 5 out of 5 stars because it's very, very hardcore. More hardcore than No Association, to the point of actually screaming, and it's just something once again you can really rock out to. But I still think it's one of the most immature songs Silverchair have done, but still a very, very good song, so you should check out that one too. Petrol and Chlorine, and like I said with Cemetery, Petrol and Chlorine is kind of an oddball on the album. There's some Indian instruments used in this song, and it's more calm, and it doesn't really get like hardcore, but Petrol and Chlorine has also a lot of meaning, and it's actually one of my favorite songs of lyrics on Freak Show, actually, because it's so dark and everything. Just like Abuse Me is dark, but still kind of calm, at least in the beginning. This song's still kind of calm, but it's still very, very dark, and that's what I really, really like about this song. So I give Petrol and Chlorine 4 out of 5 stars. Roses. What I like about this song, this song used to be one of my more favorites of Freak Show, but it's not so much anymore. But what I really like about this song is the drums in the beginning. I think the drums really, really make this song. Guitar actually helps the drums. I don't think drums help the guitar in the song. Guitar helps the drums. The drums is what makes this song, and it's kind of song you get going to. It's not as much of a crowd pleaser as The Door or Freak, or hardcore song is Learn to Hate or No Association, but this song is still a very, very good one, and still a very solid song. So I give Roses 4 out of 5 stars. Nobody Came. I used to really, really not like this song when I first started listening to Freak Show, but this is actually one of the longer songs on Freak Show, I think, and it's still very, very good. Nobody Came, you can kind of guess what that song title refers to. No one came to help him, and like he was just left there alone. And it's something I can't really say I experienced a whole lot of, but the song still has a lot of meaning to me. And right near the end of the song, it picks up, and Daniel's like not screaming, but like yelling, and it's like when it picks up at that point, because it starts out slow, but when it picks up at that point, I think the song really, really turns this, another side of the stone, and you see how great of a song it is. So I rate Nobody Came 4 out of 5 stars. The Closing, fitting song for the end of the album. The song is, I think, kind of average. It's a rock song, but it's it's not something I'm really gonna want to listen to a lot. They did play it a few times live, as far as I know. They didn't play it a whole lot, but I'm not exactly 100% sure what the song is about, but I still like the song, as part of Freak Show, as part of the album. So I rate it 3 out of 5 stars. So out of all those stars combined, I give Freak Show 84.6%. Out of the total amount of stars and the total possible stars. So I do like it better than Frog Stomp. About 3 more percentage, and that actually does show, because Freak Show is on my top 10 albums of all time, but Frog Stomp isn't. So you can kind of make that connection and how significant 3 points of percentage is. But percentage-wise aside, Freak Show is a really good album, and if you're more into earlier Silverchair, you're really going to want to pick up this album. If you're into Silverchair period, like I am, you're still going to want to pick up this album. but it's more grunge alternative metal oriented album. The first one was more grunge alternative rock. This is more metalish. So I guess you can kind of think, to draw comparisons again, Nirvana's In Utero, some Alice in Chains, that kind of grunge-ish metal. Because the first album, Frog Stomp, was more grunge in the sense of maybe Nevermind, more commercial friendly, and more Pearl Jam-ish. But this album, I think, is more Alice in Chains-ish. So, and I do like Alice in Chains better than Nirvana and Pearl Jam. So I do like this better album, a significant amount better than Frog Stomp. So once again, you should pick up this album if you haven't already, or download it and give it a listen, because it's very, very good. So that concludes episode 2 of this week. Next week I will be doing Silverchair's third album, Neon Ballroom, and after I go through each of Silverchair's 5 albums, I will then go on to other artists and more variety then. But I just want to get Silverchair chronologically out of the way first. So stay tuned for next week's episode and keep listening. Peace.